Good evening and welcome to Confessions. I'm your hostess of light, Jenny Watson. I'm a personal empowerment coach, new moon astrologer, and past life reader. And my mission is to create a safe space for people to step into their darkness to shine their brightest of lights. And that's what Confessions is all about. Tonight we'll be talking about asking for help. You know, sometimes when we're struggling with something, we kind of take the attitude of, I can do it all by myself. Whether it's because we believe that only we can do it best, or we lack faith that there's someone out there who can help us, or maybe it's some other reason. You know, we were put on this earth to support each other, and we each have unique gifts and talents for that very reason. It's not shameful to ask for help, and it's not shameful to accept it when it's offered to us. I can guarantee you that collaboration would bring about a much more powerful result than us trying to be a one-man or woman show. So joining me to talk about this tonight is the fabulous Zen Shoemaker. She's a master healer, teacher, and sage advisor. The epitome of support, Zen knows all about project management and helping people to find the right resources to make their personal, professional, and spiritual lives a lot less stressful. She's such an angel, and I'm honored to have her on my show with me tonight. So welcome, Zen. Welcome to Confessions.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Jenny. I can't believe we're finally chatting. This is lovely. I'm so
I know. We've known each other for years, and we're related somehow.
That's right. We don't
We
quite
call
know
each other
how.
cousins.
We call each other
Yeah.
cousins. We're pretty sure. Of course we are.
Of course. Of course. And we got to, like, trace a family tree and all that kind of stuff to see how we are. But we are related.
Mm-hmm.
So it is great to see you, cousin.
Yay, cousin!
Woo! So I got to ask, are you ready to bare your soul?
Yes. With you, I feel absolutely safe and secure, and maybe there's a little delay. I think this show is having a little bit of a delay, which I might have a little bit of delay, but I'll get to it, I swear.
We've got enough time. Let it delay. We'll be good. So, Miss Zen, master, teacher, healer, I don't even know where to begin with you. So, when and how did your journey begin as a spiritual healer? Let's take it back to there.
Well, you know, I grew up in a real conservative area of United States. So I was always a little, shall we say, odd, but I hid it really well. But I'm one of those people, and I'm sure you were too. I knew things, you know, before they were going to happen sometimes. I could figure things out, and frankly, I thought everybody could do what I did. I didn't know, when you're a kid, you don't know it's different. So my mom also has this gift, and I knew something was going on when she started telling me to keep it quiet. Like, this is just between us. Don't tell other people, because they might look at you funny. So I'm a good little girl, and I listened, and I kept it to myself. And then, you know, growing up, going to high school, I knew things, you know, all of that. And I was always, like, kind-hearted. I was always a helper. I always wanted to help people. And, you know, out of school finally, and then, you know, marriage, a baby, and when pregnant, I knew for sure my daughter had the gift, and divorce, life, and I put it on the back burner for like 10 or 12 years, maybe 15, until I couldn't not do it anymore. So at a certain point, after my daughter was out of school and on her own, I quit my job, I bought an RV, and my dog and I started traveling across America.
Ooh, that sounds fun.
I know, it was so fun and scary, and it was like the hero's journey. I just had to do it, and I couldn't figure out. And people thought I was dying, you know. They didn't know, because I'm sort of like a homebody. I'm a Taurus, so I stay at home, and, you know, I averse to Tauruses are notoriously averse to big change. Well, not me. I was like, oh, let's get an RV because, you see, I figured it out. You have your house with you, okay?
There you go.
Yeah. So I, little turtle me, you know, started going across America in search of me. And I hit Albuquerque for the only reason that people said, oh, you should go to Albuquerque. You look like an Albuquerque person. So that's where I went. I went to Albuquerque and met the Navajo medicine man. And he said, welcome home, granddaughter.
Oh.
On a bus, for heaven's sakes. So I knew something spiritual was happening. And then synchronicity after synchronicity just started happening, and went to massage therapy school. Then I started studying spiritual matters. I started attending workshops and coaching and, all of these things as time went on. And I just let my gift out. So I took off all of the shutters that my childhood had put on, and I just let her rip. And so, I know stuff, and I'm not quite sure. I still don't know the process of it, and nor do I think it's mine to know. I just accept it. I open to it. And I know it's safe. I know it's from God. I know it's good stuff. I do protection to make sure it stays that way. And it just feels right. And now I'm on with you.
Now you're on with me. Talk all about it. This is fascinating. So you've gone through all these different educational opportunities and everything, and I know that you've studied body work and energy specifically.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I started when I was in Albuquerque, and I talked to the medicine man. I went to visit a shaman, and he said to me, when are you going to use those healing hands of yours? And I thought, when am I going to use those healing hands, So you know how you kind of blow people off? Isn't that horrible? But I did.
Yeah.
I was all covered up with the 3D world. And then, then I went to, I guess the next stop was I was in Raleigh, North Carolina. I went to an acupuncturist. And the acupuncturist said, when are you going to use those healing hands of yours?
Nuh-uh.
Crossed my heart. And I went, huh. So then I was visiting a friend in Florida, and we went to this little town and to this medium in this town, and she grabbed my hands and she goes, oh dear, I'm to say to you, when are you going to use those healing hands of yours?
I can't. That's crazy. That's awesome.
Same exact words. And this is over a period of like 12 months. And with that, I thought, okay, so I went, I was managing a property. I was in property management. And I was managing a property in North Carolina, and I just started typing in spiritual, healing, hands. I don't even think I put massage, nature, country, and there's only one result came up, this massage school in North Carolina. So that's where I went. I felt divinely led, and I made it happen. And then I started realizing when I was touching people's bodies, I was getting information that had more to do with energy not more, equally to do with energy as it did muscles and tissue and fascia. And, their weekend warrior information. So that all connected then, and I was able to help bring out the information that was hidden in the soma, the body.
That's amazing.
Pretty cool. Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
So cool. Oh my God. Beloved, beloved, beloved bodies.
Healing hands, huh?
Yeah.
Love it. It's funny, like my massage therapist, I call him Magic Hands because he does the same thing. Like he'll go and he'll read me more than just giving me a massage, and that's because we like know each other well. But it's funny that
Right.
you say healing hands, Magic Hands, 'cause he's got that touch too, and it's great how you can read people and really tap into the energy and do healing like that because I think there's a comfort in that because you like they feel. I know for me, like you feel the love being transported in as you're, working and stuff. So I think that's amazing that you do that.
Right. It really is. I mean, it's such. I'm so humbled by it. I heal as much as the client heals. Even when I'm not even touching them, when I'm doing pure energy work or energetic or life, work, coaching, talking, all of that, the the interchange between the two souls, because you get soul to soul when you're in that work, you get soul to soul, and with everyone's permission, of course,
Right.
it's healing and it's healthy and it's beautiful. It's really wonderful. It really is.
I love that. And I also love that you call yourself a sage advisor. So, by being a sage advisor, what kind of wisdom is it that you have to share? Like you were saying before, like it's kind of channeled, but
Right.
what has been some of the most fascinating things that you've been able to share with people?
Well, often, not always, but often I can tap into someone's Akashic records. So when that happens, I'm just sharing their own information with them. And what I've also found in my life is that almost everyone already knows the answers themselves. So I become a mirror to what they already know. And some people don't want to see it, and they, react. And, but often what happens is like a day later, a week later, a month later, they go, that's what it was. But that's only a very small percentage because by the time somebody asks, they're almost always ready to receive.
Right. So
So
we already know.
yes, you already know.
Well, not on a conscious level though. On a conscious level?
No, not on conscious
Oh,
level.
okay.
Like your subconscious already knows the answer, or sometimes even conscious that's blocked. So I often help remove the energetic blocks. Not sometimes, I almost always remove some, energetic blocks so that a typical session is I start asking some questions. I'm, reading energy. I'm removing, sending love, softening walls and blocks. I'm helping the people remove it. I say, ask a question. And often by the time someone's asking the question, they're going, oh, wait. Oh, okay. I just got the answer. I go, yeah. So it's pretty wonderful. It's cool, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful to see.
I love that's so fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, so you got that going on and you have, your healing hands, but you also have your own company, Your Personal Zen. Tell us a little bit about what you do for that, what that's all about.
Well, over the years, all of my paying bills jobs, all of my trades. I was a property manager. I handled a lot of rental properties and things like that, large staffs, organizational things, also bookkeeping, all the nuts and bolts of a company. And whenever I worked for somebody, I would always go in a heart-centered place. So I was able to open up in a different way in a business. Mm-hmm. And order follows that for me. So I found it was the most interesting way of getting love into a company quickly was by being organized into it. So what my company does is I go into a place and I help people organize, whether it's themselves, their closets, their house, help people sell everything if they're traveling around the world, and that sort of thing of having the comfort of somebody there. Oftentimes people just need somebody sitting beside them and with no judgment whatsoever. Totally, I'm a judgment-free zone, and so they get to tell me what project they're doing, and we organize it, and I help move them forward into what their goals are, and whether it's a room, a house, their new job, becoming changing jobs, anything like that. It's fun.
It's great, and I think it brings it back to the topic of tonight of asking for help. I think so many of these, what we might consider mundane things that you think that you have to take on your own, not realizing that there's support for you. And sometimes it is just that safe person there by your side, knowing that they have someone to rely on to get through it. So why do you think it's so hard for us to take off the I can do it myself mask and allow the help in or ask for it?
I think it's the way Americans are raised. I think Americans are raised, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You can do it, let's go. If you're not surging ahead on your own, then you're taking someone else's opportunity. And I think we have that wrong. I do think it's important to get ahead. I do think it's important to, do your best and to strive and to, do all of that. That's very important. But I believe we could do it together. And why the emphasis on being alone in it is beyond me. But I was the biggest person. My work in this lifetime is to ask for help. Oh my God, it's my hardest thing to do. It's my hardest thing to do. And I'm in my 50s. Hair, white.
And, but yet for you, you have no problem giving the help.
Right.
It's like you can't take it back. Like, no, I'm here to help you.
Right. So about 10 years ago, I got really serious on learning this lesson of asking for help. And I don't do it, at first, I didn't do it graciously. I was, okay, can you do this, please? Oh, you can't? Oh, okay, no worries. I'm sorry I bothered you, backpedal right out of the room.
Yeah. That guilt complex was like, I feel bad for asking now. So I'll
Oh my God. I would probably go and throw up. I felt so bad asking.
Yeah, and you took it personally like it was a rejection, whereas maybe they just didn't have time that second to do it or something.
Well, and frankly, almost everybody said no.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so wild. It reinforced my not asking for help. So it was a huge lesson. And then I knew I was in a mastery class because it wasn't working at all. And so the only person I had to deal with was me. And I thought, what am I putting up to stop this? Why is everybody saying no to me when, everybody my whole life has said, you need to ask for help more. You need to receive. You don't receive. All you do is give. And I don't mean this is like a glorious give. I mean, it's actually so selfish to always give because you never give the other person the gift of giving. Yeah. If you never receive, it is one of the most selfish acts because you never give the other person the gift of giving to you.
Absolutely.
Man, I had somebody tell me that, and that hit me in my toes.
That's what did it for me, too. Like, hearing that, it's like, oh, Oh my gosh, I'm blocking someone else and I'm denying them.
Right. Which is anti my life work.
Yeah.
So I started working hard on it. I'm better. I'm not great. I decided by 65 I'm going to be great at it. But I'm so much better now. Just so you know.
I know it. You are fantastic. And with all this you got going on, is there anything else that you have going on that you want to talk about tonight? Is there any services that you're offering specific or?
No, I think we about covered everything.
Okay.
I'll jump in case there is something later I think of. But
okay, cool. So where can people find you?
They can find me at on Facebook at Your Personal Zen is on Facebook, and Twitter at Zen Shoemaker. And yeah, that's how you can find me. Oh, and my website is yourpersonalzen.com.
I was gonna say,
that big thing out there.
On the website, that hosts all your information, everything about you. That little thing.
Whole place where everything is, and you can book an appointment and all those sorts of things.
Yeah. No big. I love it. So now we're up to the point in the show where it's confession time. And you share with me really nothing about your confession. So I'm just going to let you take the lead to talk about some kind of challenge or struggle that you've been facing or something that's not resonating with you and how you're breaking through it. So what do you have to share with the lovely audience tonight, Ms. Zen?
Well, when you're in the spiritual world and you're trying to come from light and go with as pure intent as you can, I think that often people think that you don't get angry and you don't get mad. And my confession is I'm really pissed off about something. I am so tired of people using the word bitch all the time. I hear it all the time. I hear it from females. I hear it from males. And to me, that word in particular is, it's just aggression and it's violent. And I think it's becoming so casual that it's not losing its violence, which some might argue, and I say they're wrong, but because it's becoming insidious, it's becoming ingrained in our culture that it's acceptable to call women bitches. And famous people, I don't mean famous, I mean people in the public spotlight do it casually. It's very simple. And how do we think our children are learning? Women seemingly are getting trashed a lot, and violence against women is on the rise. And there's so much. And if all we do is use that word so often, it's not even bleeped on TV. It's just an acceptable word, and it's not acceptable. It is not acceptable. And first, we women have to stop using it, especially against other women. You wouldn't call man it.
She's totally calling me out right now. Okay. I used the word
before we started
dating. Intentions about it, but I could see everything that you're saying. It's just I use it in such a right, like in a playful way, not meaning anything by it. But I come from, it's been used so often that I'm numb to it. Right. But I can completely validate and see your point in how it's just this like condescending word that we've just accepted as normal. Whereas if there's a race or another gender that slang was used, yeah, you're totally right. Like we'd be on each other's. Can I use the word ass? We'd be on each other's asses about it.
Yes. And the thing is, our psyche still gets the hit. Our bodies still take the hit. To our body, it's not normal. To our body and psyche and our soma knows that it's violent and still takes the hit. And we just have to stop saying it. And I'm so angry about it. I am so angry about it that it's so easy. And you know what? Light workers, energy workers, spiritual people can get pissed off, and I'm pissed off about that word used so simply, easily, commonly, no regard to the people who fought to have rights so they wouldn't be called that word. I mean, the way women and young girls are being treated now, you know, I just read this report about oral sex being the new goodnight kiss for 14-year-olds.
What?
Yes! Yes! And I thought, how is that happening? Because we're just degrading women. And it just needs to stop. And I want our men, our glorious men, oh God, you know, I love men. And I want the men who don't do this to stop the guys that do, to say something. And me, as a woman who doesn't do it, I'm going to say something to women who do. It's time to lift each other up. Please, let's lift each other up and stop calling us names. I'm really ticked off.
You know, Zen,
Yeah,
I really wish you would tell us how you really felt. I feel you're holding back. I'm kidding.
Okay. I know you're kidding. And by the way, you still can't say
I'm feeling guiltier and guiltier, going, my cousin's like shaming me right now that I'm so mean to other women and myself, and I will definitely now.
No,
you know,
but love.
you know, like when you think of something like I'm doing it right now, I say like too much or you know too much, and I hear it all the time, and like it just keeps coming out more. So I think there's going to be a transition process where I'm going to say the B word 100,000 times until I get out of it, because I'm so now conscious of it and going, oh, I said it again. Oh, I said it again. But I guess that's where you want people to get to that place, to be mindful of the words that are coming out of your mouth.
That's exactly right. Because, you know, in my energy work and in my body work, I sometimes, well, almost always, have to remove what's known as anger spears from people's energy fields. And those anger spears are the darts that are sent out by words. And they land in people, and they can fester and hurt. And they always hurt, but they can turn into some bad stuff. And, you know, I haven't said anything for years about this, but it's bothered me. I left a big important program where I spent thousands of dollars because some of the powers that be used it a lot, the B word. And I had to take a big financial hit, and I did. I'm not happy about it. You know, to this day, I'm not happy about it. But I have to stay in my integrity about it. And the other day, just so you know, Miss Human here, somebody cut me off in the car, and I thought it. And I went, oh, why couldn't I just said, you rotten driver, you, in my head, you know? And I thought,
you just made me feel better.
That's my intent, beloved. That's my intent.
I know I love you.
and so it's a process, but the second you start being aware of it, it will actually help energetically take the out of it, and then it'll happen less and less. And I really want, I think I'm going to start like maybe hashtag ditch using bitch. Oh, how's that? Ditch using bitch.
That's pretty good.
Ditch using bitch. I'm going to tweet that.
You tweet it, girl. I think, and I'll put that tagline in I'll put it on all your video postings.
Okay, great.
We're going to start it. But I think you bring up, it's even a bigger point than like that particular word bothers you.
Right, right.
But I think what the whole thing really is about is like we do use these slangs, these name callings, these what we think can be, use it as affection. Hey, there's my bitch, and kind of like you call a guy a dick for just misbehaving. Like there's all different things that we call each other, and these labels that are just they do have hurtful intentions or negative connotations for it, and you're right, it's not helping the energy of the world, and it's just...
No, it's really not. It's really not. And today I saw, I don't know how you pronounce this word, but I say Mimi, M-E-M-E, on Facebook.
A meme. I guess it's a Mimi. I don't know. But I like a girl named Mimi, so I don't want to call them that. So I call them memes.
I like a girl named Mimi too, and it's the same Mimi, and I think they're cute, so I think it's okay too.
Okay.
But I saw one today that really touched me and said, would you be as beautiful if every word you spoke was on your skin? Yeah. And I went, whoa, what if your words just got written as you spoke on your skin?
Maybe they do. Maybe that's where wrinkles come from.
Or maybe that's where anger spirits come from. And maybe that's where energetic leaks come from and bleeds and all of the walls and the barriers that come. So let's start removing some of the angry ones so that, our souls can touch more.
I think you're on to something, Ms. Zen.
I think so too.
Hashtag ditch using bitch. Love it. Yay! Starting a movement.
Yes! Right here on Confessions.
Love it. So we're at the end of our half hour already. It goes so fast, I swear. So what final message do you have about, actually anything, like what message do you have to send out to the world on behalf of Zen Shoemaker?
First and foremost, love. And that can mean romance, but I think that's like the cherry on top of love. But if you think compassion, and you think compassion of a darling child that you love, and you're looking at them with compassion, that is more the love I'm talking about. Once we look into each other's soul and see a reflection of either, however you word God, divine, universe, yourself, in that person, then the love hits and it's absorbed, and we all become one and become one and become one. And I don't know if you've ever had the one experience, but I have, of being outside of myself and suddenly knowing I was connected with every being on this planet. And it was all about love. And so if I had one bit of sage advice to give, is choose love first, always, and forever.
Love it. Thank you so much for coming on Confessions tonight. It was so great to have you on and to see you.
Yes, me, you too. Oh, I adore you.
Oh, I adore you too. Yay! So anybody who wants to check Zen out, you can find her at www.yourpersonalzen.com. I'll put all of her links in the video below so you can quickly find her. Check her out. Book her from some services. She is just, I'm sure you can see how amazing she is. So if anything resonated with you tonight, you can find me at www.jennifer-watson.com. I offer one-on-one private confessions coaching, so I can help you with that. Thank you for tuning in. You can join me next Sunday, for the last show of fall season at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, where we talk about adventures. I have a guest panel coming on. We're talking about places we've gone and how it's transformed our lives or been profound experiences for us. So it's going to be a really interesting show, and I have a reveal at the end, or maybe in the beginning. I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to whatever happens. Yep. So Thank you for watching this and every week. I appreciate your support. Namaste and embrace your power.